Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tina from TinaHeals.com, and I missed coming on to YouTube on Monday and doing the regular weeklies like I do usually because I've really been jam-packed. But let us not waste any time. I want to begin by saying that tons of love and healing energy to all of you listening, because today is a very special day. Today is the Gemini full moon, the last of this year, the last of this fall, and the last of this decade. So 2019 is culminating, and this is the last full moon of this year. So, I mean, how intense is that? Plus, there is this 12, 12, 12, 12 gateway that's open, okay? Because certain time zones, this is happening at 12, 12, and today is 12, 12, okay? And at 2019, it is 12. So there is the energy of 5 12s bringing us forth into a new realm, into a new dimension of awareness, if you ask me. Don't forget that the conjunction of Pluto and Saturn is also January 12th. Another 12 just pops up. So let us begin the astrology. Please check out my blog if you haven't. I have written about the Gemini full moon last night. So please check that out if you haven't already. Now I want to tell you a few things before I start the tarot. Let me start cutting it. So I'm going to be using the Druid deck today because I will not be using my Giant Rider and Waite and Smith deck, but I will be using the Druid deck and, of course, the Romance Oracle deck and the Earth Oracle, the Earth Magic Oracle deck, okay, which is one of my favorites. I'm very connected to the Earth, so I have a tremendous, I have Chiron and Taurus in the 9th house, so, you know, pretty connected to the Earth. This full moon is happening, as I said, 12-12 and all that. So very important to open up to new awareness and allow the downloads to flow in. So also this decan of Gemini is very verbose, but very very much about understanding how we communicate with one another. And the tarot card for this decan of Gemini is the 9 of Swords. Off the top of the bat, if I can find the card, I want to quickly show it to you because it is worthwhile to understand that 3s and 9s and 12s are so connected. Okay, 6s as well. So this is very sublime, and the 9 of Swords card is actually quite a scary card of the tarot. It is one of those problematic cards. So it's definitely we feel like we're in pain right now and we want to start a new era. Okay, with 10s are also about completions, but 9s more so, because with 10s there's always the scent of a new beginning. All right, so this is the tarot card of this decan of Gemini. Okay, now let's begin by giving you a bit of the astro. So Neptune is in Pisces. First, the ruler of this lunation is Mercury, who is in detriment in Sagittarius. So that tells me that, because Mercury is about finer details and Sag is a bigger picture. So because Mercury rules Gemini and Sagittarius, it loses its power. So this could be problematic for some people, but I don't see that as a huge problem, because this is really going to help us see the bigger picture and communicate the bigger picture to ourselves if necessary, because Neptune is in Pisces and is squaring the sun and the moon. Squares happen between the same modalities. So squares are 90 degrees, very difficult aspects according to traditional astrology, but it is what gives you the impetus to grow. So the T square that is being formed by the sun, the moon, and Neptune is all about really tuning in within. Neptune's been doing so much since he came into Pisces. He's changed the way we think, the way we feel. And Mars is, of course, in Scorpio. And very powerful there. Mars in Scorpio is very, very powerful. And this works so well with Aries and Scorpio people. And let's see what else we have. So, Moon in Gemini is very uncomfortable. And it oftentimes vacillates between tremendous highs and tremendous lows. And their shifting of their emotions can almost be comical. Okay, but don't take it too seriously, because Geminis are about duality. All air signs are about duality, but Gemini, the first air sign, is definitely about understanding this duality that exists, and everything is about communication. That's why Gemini is a sign that is, its energies are enmeshed in all the 12 signs. So let's get straight to Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant. Chiron is, of course, stationing direct immediately after this lunation. So that's really about healing, finding healing with our concept of who we are, okay? And if you've not found that, I hope this Chiron direct transit gives you the push to find it. So Aries, you, as I said, things are going good for you. Mars, your ruler, is in a strong position, and of course your soul ruler Pluto is applying a conjunction to Venus, and is going to exact a conjunction to Saturn on a few weeks later, January the 12th. So this is a very powerful time for you, Aries, okay? I mean, sorry, did I say Pluto, your soul ruler? I thought Scorpio. Sorry, no. Aries, Pluto is not your soul ruler. Mercury is your soul ruler. I completely forgot I was talking about Aries, and I started talking about Scorpio. So yeah, your ruler is Mars, is in a strong position in Scorpio. So let's see what we have for you. And we've got Venus in Capricorn. So, of course, stuff about your career, about your social prestige, your work life is really clearing up. So Prince of Pentacles is a new financial option that is coming. This can be a person, for some of you, earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and who brings in a steady, I will always be there for you kind of energy, but can be very, stubborn. Can be very fixed in their ideas and not really adaptable. Can be stuck also. So this is an energy you need to work with. If this is not a person, then I think this is definitely about finances, and you figure out how you might solve a financial problem. Everything is linked to ancestral karma, and I think this card for you, Aries, is such an eye-opener, because Chiron stationing direct immediately after the full moon, the 12-12 portal in Gemini, which for you is, of course, your third house of communication, siblings, and everything is linked to ancestral karma. Your ruler is in your 8th house, which is directly connected to your ancestors, your DNA. So a lot of stuff that needs clearing within your DNA. Try to let it go, and you can use techniques like pause sweethearting, where you talk to yourself as pause sweetheart. You did that. You can use EFT, you can use Reiki, you can use journaling, you can use the tarot imagery, you can use astrology to truly open up the blocks that are ancestral. Okay, I saw this meme on Facebook that says that this is they said that it runs in the generation, it runs in all the generations. And I stopped short and said, this is where it runs out. So I think this card is telling you to allow the generational curses to run out, because now Chiron will be in your sign till 2027. And this is such a pivotal time for you, Aries. I mean, and to those of you with their Chiron return, blessed be your journey. You feel sad because I think you were attracted to someone and it did not pan out, because they may not have seen you in the same light, or they may be with somebody else. Whatever it is, you feel a little dejected, but it's expected. Chiron is stationing direct in your sign, and Venus, of course, in your 10th house is applying this conjunction to Pluto and Saturn. This can be quite challenging for all of us. But Venus-Saturn conjunction can also mean love becoming more permanent, okay? Having a stronger connection, even if it's more mature and not all about roses and partying and stuff. It can be a more mature love that comes into your life with this Venus Saturn conjunction that exacted a day or so before. So Taurus, what is going on with you? You've got Uranus about to go direct in January, which is very interesting, and you have Chiron stationing direct in your 12th house, which is quite something. But financially you are in a good position, because your second house of income is Gemini, where we have the full moon, so you can also be getting some rewards for all the work you've put in, okay? And you've put in tons of work, tons and tons of work. All this is happening in your 9th house, Taurus, this stellium of Capricorn. So definitely travel is going to be, something that will happen to you. Even if you don't like to travel, if you like to travel in the way you want to travel, you don't want to step out of your comfort zone, I think you will be sort of pushed to step out of your comfort zone, Taurus. If you persevere in what you're doing, you are on the right path. You're creating a legacy. You're creating something wondrous and beautiful. And 10 of Pentacles, oh my God, it's one of my favorite cards. So what can I say? You are Earth energy. And I pulled Earth for you. And the last card was Pentacles, Prince of Pentacles for Aries. So a lot of finances and what we value. Uranus and Taurus also, of course. Taurus is what we value. Venus is what we value, okay? And Venus has just met Saturn. So what we value has become so starkly visible to us suddenly. And it's changing the way we see things, the way we touch things, the way we experience things, the way we love and desire things, because Pluto is meeting up with Venus soon. So your ruler is Taurus, is having this diabolical connection with Pluto and Saturn. And of course, Venus doesn't really meet Jupiter, but Jupiter is a part of the stellium that is happening in Capricorn in your 9th house. It's powerful. It's superbly powerful. All right, so we had that. I just started shuffling again, which I shouldn't do. I should have kept that 10 of Pentacles card out for you. So healing is going to be very important to you. It's going to be very, very important. All right, maybe finding the shaman within, or maybe even connecting with a facilitator or healer of ancient techniques who can really help you understand what's going on with Uranus or in your sign, and with all this Aries activation of your 12th house, deception in your love life. So, what does that mean? Are you deceiving yourself, Taurus, in some way? Gemini, what can I say? Om Aham Vajraguru Pema Siddhiham. So you have this lunation of the last decade in your sign, and of course your polarity is Sagittarius, which has just hosted Venus, which has just hosted Jupiter for a year, and now Mars will be entering Sagittarius soon, of course. And but what can I say, Gemini, for you, your 8th house is active because it's Capricorn, your 8th house, and all the stellium in Capricorn, and now Jupiter has gone into your 8th house, okay? And your ruler is in the 7th house. Okay, your ruler Mercury is now entered your 7th house. So partnerships are in focus, the way you communicate and you open up. Also the polarity of Gemini and Sagittarius is so interesting, because this is the polarity of everything local, Gemini, and Sagittarius, everything foreign. Okay, school education, higher education, Gemini, siblings, Jupiter rules Sagittarius, grandmothers. So you know, Jupiter's soul ruler is the earth, Sagittarius' soul ruler is the earth. So one sign, your polarity where your ruler is going right now is connecting you to the earth. So if you're feeling very anxious, because you know Gemini rules lungs and the extremities, so this can be very anxious, the vibe of this. Okay, so breathing is very important. You know, their signs rule oxygen, so breathing and focusing on that breath is the key to a lot. Okay, Uranus is of course in your 12th house, Gemini, and is about to go direct in January, bringing you an epiphany of sorts, if you ask me. And it's very interesting what's going on, because here you have your 7th house Sagittarius that had just hosted Jupiter, and now Jupiter's moved into your 8th, and this is deep. And the stellium in your 8th house is about inheritance, taxes, secrets, death. Okay, and so much. You may feel very anxious because you don't quite know what to do. And Mars is in your 6th house of work, health. So health could be exacerbated, because if you really look at what makes us sick, it's Saturn and Gemini in our natal chart, and you will understand how you're sick. Of course, your 6th house, 8th house, 12th house, you piece together the whole story. But once you know Mars and Saturn, you know what's getting you sick. So as I said, breath work, Gemini, and let's see what I have for you today. The card of Aquarius. Wow, it's beautiful. And I mean, there is just so much that's going on with your 8th house, and honestly, which happens to be Capricorn, right? And then you have all this that happened in your 7th, and then you've got Mars in your 6th. So I think it's about healing somewhere. Okay, healing something deep within you, and finally allowing you, becoming a medium, a conduit for healing. So you receive and you take the 7 chakras, the Pleiades star system. Okay, Gemini, Pleiades star system. And you're finally realizing that you get what you give. In a way, Spirit just told me to tell you, remember, you get what you give. Okay, you get what you give. Aquarius is your 11th house of community, so you get what you give. Remember, in the oracle, I have you nurture yourself and connect to breath, Gaia. Go somewhere in nature, EFT, Kegels, breath work. Okay, meditation will be very powerful for you, Gemini. And let's see what I have for you in the love department. So children are in some way hampering the way you express yourself romantically. So it need not be, believe me, need not be. Libra is your 5th house, not much going on there. So if you have, of course, something that is hitting your Libra personal planets, and you could be feeling something there. All right, now moving on to Cancer. Whoa, Cancer, illumination in your 12th house, bringing to light everything that is about past lives, ancestors. It's about incarceration. It's the house of our undoing, the 12th house. So you can learn a lot from this. The North Node is, of course, in your sign, and it's trining Mars in Scorpio. It's beautiful because this gives you power to claim your destiny. Not work can be hard because you're stepping in that realm for the first time. 11th house, you've got Taurus, so you've got Uranus going forward in your 11th house, and 10th Chiron goes direct. So you've got Cancer in your 10th house. Chiron will station direct. So definitely something important will pop up for you. Okay, let's see Cancer. Princess of Swords, a new idea or a new way to study and be better at what you're doing, even if that means taking classes, or even if that means for some people this is a person and you could be having communication problems with that person, and you may not be able to express yourself with the same fluidity that you do, Cancer. Scorp Mars in your 5th house, so romance is very possible. So this could be someone who communicates in Swords, air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, so all of that. And yeah, it's about really looking at your intellectual body, maybe scrutinizing and studying that. And if it's a person, this person will be quite verbose, very talkative, and be quite interesting. 12th house lunations are very interesting, Cancer. And you just had Princess of Swords, and find synergy in green. Maybe grow some plants, maybe grow a lemon to make your house smell nice. Okay, whatever it is, ground yourself, Cancer. Okay, Neptune is squaring this lunation. It's your 3rd house, it's your 12th house that's getting active, fired up with the moon, and then moon in Gemini is not a good placement. So you've probably started having romantic feelings about someone, and I think you should pursue it because it's legit and it has the opportunity to take you places. Leo. Alright, Leo, so Jupiter's left your 5th house and has now moved into your 6th house of work, pets, health, and there's of course in your 6th house of Capricorn this stellium, this huge stellium that is being formed. Alright, and in your 5th house, your 4th house is Scorpio, where you have Mars. So you're probably family and foundations is in focus. Maybe you're even thinking of buying a new property, moving somewhere. It's very possible with this energy, okay? And your ruler is the Sun, who's in your 5th house of Sagittarius. And it's a good time to date. It's a good time to go out there, be your extroverted, gregarious self. It's a good time to connect with like-minded people and do something creative, because 5th house is so creative. Even with children, I think a lot of stress will go on your family life and in your children. So 6th house and the stellium in your 6th, take care of your health. Okay, very importantly, take care of your health. Okay, and Neptune is squaring your Sun. This T square, I told you, it's your Sun, your ruler, right? And your soul ruler is also the Sun, Leo. So you are supposed to shine bright like the sun. 7 of Swords. It's so beautiful because I think I picked 2 pentacles, and after that it's just been swords, 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 because this is an air sign donation. After all, air rules oxygen. Don't forget that. It's all about how we breathe. Air rules communication, relationships. Libra, relationship, the scales, justice. 7 of Swords can be quite a problematic card because you feel like you're losing something, someone's stealing something from you, and no matter how hard you try, you cannot quite understand where why you're being faced with all this loss. And if there's an idea that you're trying, see, your 6th house is work, health. So the stellium there, it's going to change the way you work, your work habits, your work patterns. Become healthy, look after your heart. So that's very important for you, Leo. Capricorn rules the skeletal system. So take care of your back, your lower back. Be careful of how you stand, your posture. Okay, so something's being stolen. It's time to engage into deep research about why. It could be in work, it could be money, it could be information that is being stolen or hidden from you. Okay, and you feel like no matter how hard you try, you just can't get to where you want to. Okay, and this can be very frustrating. Sevens are very spiritual, don't forget that. Very spiritual. You're the fifth sign of the zodiac, and of course your seventh house is Aquarius, which is your partnership. And yeah, of course, entering the age of Aquarius, another story. But change the way you think. Perspective. This card reminds me of the Hanged Man. Change your perspective and everything will come to light. Okay, you will see everything for the way it is. Okay, and what you can do to better it, Leo. The romance department. Flirt, something you love doing, with Sun in your fifth, and Venus has just exited your fifth, and you know, fifth house of romance and flirting. You can flirt, right? And let's see who else. What? Oh, okay, we're done with Leo. Moving on to Virgo. Virgo, Venus in Virgo is a very good transit for you. It's in Earth signs. It's trining you, and your ruler Mercury is of course in Sagittarius, with it, which is your fourth house of family and foundation. So that is you know, definitely good, I would say, but traditional astrology says Mercury is in detriment in Sagittarius, so it could be a problematic time. I don't see it like that, but Virgo, I would say, when Mercury is in Sagittarius, look at the bigger picture. It's fine to concentrate on the minute detailing of a project, of an idea, or of about your life. Okay, forget everything. It's about your life. You can micromanage to a certain bit. After that, you've just got to look at the bigger picture, because then there is no growth. There's only stagnation. Everything is about a balance, right, Virgo? So let's see what the Tarot has to say for you. And all this stellium in your fifth house. Whoa, Saturn in the fifth, meaning Venus in the fifth. You can fall in love with someone older than you. You can get some money from someone older than you. Or you could be the Saturn, of course. I'm not saying you can't. But yeah, and Jupiter's entered your fifth house. If you've been working on an idea, a channel, say YouTube, or a blog or something, I think Jupiter in the fifth is going to give it a nice boost, Virgo. Nice boost. And of course, Uranus is in fellow at sign of Taurus, which is very good. A supportive energy. Uranus will go direct. Virgo. Now, if we look at Mars in your third, communication with siblings could be easier. You can get something from your sibling, okay? Because Mars always has a way of getting something done, all right? And in your fourth house of Sag, you have the Sun, you have Mercury, your ruler. In your fifth house, you have this stellium and Cappy. So, I mean, Sun's going on with you, Virgo, okay? It's work hard. I think you have. I'm a Virgo ascendant, Virgo Mars, Virgo Venus. I've worked hard. So I'm sort of waiting for this Venus, Pluto, Saturn, all of this energies. You know, Venus is the first orchestrate, or the orchestration of the symphony. So she moves in and she starts a symphony, and then of course Pluto and Saturn have already met. But this exact conjunction in Venus is laying the groundwork for that. So hopefully it will be melodious and sweet and profound. Again, I pull the Seven of Swords for you, Virgo. Something's being stolen from you, information, something's been taken. Let's pull another random card in case I made a mistake. Prince of Cups. So once you really figure out the sense of loss and sense of real, you know, unable to keep up your expectations, I think something very beautiful will manifest in your life. This is the twin flame card, by the way. Venus, Pluto, Venus, Saturn just met. So it could be like this. Venus, Saturn, Venus, Pluto coming up. Could be like this. in your 5th house, Virgo. We'll keep those 2 cards. So let's pull an oracle. Let's see what we have for you, Virgo. Listen to your instinct. If this is something you need to deal with, listen to your instinct, okay? Gemini is your 10th house. There's lunation in your 10th house, and Mercury also rules your 10th house. And that's where the lunation is. So something's coming full circle. Okay, in terms of the work you've put out, okay, the creative work. And I think a lot of Virgos have started doing creative things since Saturn, Pluto have been in their 5th house. Believe me, they have. Okay, so instinct, hone your instincts, Virgo. EFT, meditation, kegels, post-sweethearting techniques, trust. That's something that Virgos, all Virgos around the world need to listen to. Trust, okay? Now, let's get to Libra. Libra, I think I will start another video with Libra because I sort of need a little break. So, see you in the next installment, the next video, Libra.